begin this hour on Broadway, but this is a story that could change the way millions of Americans use their own voices. We're talking with actor Drew Gehling. Nearly lost his voice and his vocal range 13 years ago, and it was an ordeal that inspired a new role, launching a first-of-its-kind medical study, because it turns out that there's a very big difference between what people think they should do to save their voice and what actually will work. This kind of thing can affect anyone, by the way, not just Broadway stars, and it also affected our Christina Ruffini, who has the story.
It's fitting that out of dozens of roles, Drew Gehling is best known for playing a doctor.
Have you always wanted to be on Broadway?
Always. Since I realized it was a job.
Yeah, no, that's exactly what I mean.
Because without real-life doctors, he might not have ended up here, starring in the musical Waitress on Broadway. Gehling has been singing and performing since he was a kid, until one day, fresh out of college, he suddenly couldn't.
About 2010, I woke up one day, I had no range beyond like 1 octave. To suddenly have that be gone, what do you do?
When you lost your voice, did you feel like you lost a part of yourself?
Yeah.
Doctors scanned his throat and discovered calluses on his vocal cords, a common condition not just for actors. He started therapy and began looking for answers.
We realized that no data had really been collected on this entire population of singers that use their voice 8 times a week.
So with Broadway on the back burner, he decided to study how performers protect their voices.
But we found that it was really interesting to see what a performer could and couldn't do in their extracurricular life while they were performing 8 times a week.
What things they found impacted the quality of their
Yeah,
voice?
like, can I drink a lot of coffee? Can I use dairy? We were just asking questions to people that didn't have a background in medicine.
I like to tell people...
Otolaryngologist Dr. Haley Bourne, however, does have a background in medicine.
I said, I really want to know what people think affects their voice, because I feel like we spend a lot of time talking amongst ourselves as doctors, but we're not always focusing on the things that our patients are focusing on.
They joined forces, going stage door to survey more than 100 singers, professional and not. The study found that a lot of the things people thought helped their voices, like avoiding certain foods or taking supplements, didn't actually make an impact. Now, 10 years later, Bourne is doing the study again.
Is the goal that once you research these different methods, they could help pretty much anybody?
Exactly. The majority of laryngology patients are actually just heavy voice users. Lawyers, teachers are a huge cohort of our patients.
Or sometimes even a reluctant television correspondent.
What we're doing is we're using a camera with a fancy light that goes through your nose and goes down, and we can actually see your vocal folds. Good. That's the back of your nose.
It's about as fun as it sounds. But doctors here at Columbia Medical's Voice Center use tools like this to diagnose and treat a range of patients, from opera stars to teachers to remote workers who've strained their voice on one too many Zooms.
I think that there's a real intimate relationship with how you sound. And when patients have something happen to their voice where they don't sound like themselves, they don't feel like themselves.
So all we're gonna do is we're gonna blow some air through the straw to start.
I've never felt closer to my Broadway dreams.
But doctors have found that hydration helps, and so does this very strange exercise.
We wanna increase airflow while we speak. Try it again. Ooh. Beautifully done that time.
Okay.
When I reluctantly agreed to be scoped a second time, the difference was apparently noticeable.
The airflow techniques that you were using allows you to use your voice more efficiently, so you're not squeezing so much.
A great thing that I always like to do.
You guys really do the straw thing.
This is for real, okay? No. Be serious here, okay?
In fact, it's one of the exercises that helped Gehling get his voice back and keep it.
Okay.
So if you see somebody walking around on the street blowing air into a bottle, don't laugh at them. They are taking care of their instrument.
Okay, all right.
Bourne hopes the second, larger study can be used to help all of us preserve our vocal instruments, whether it's a virtuoso,
I must say, it felt like I was carried away.
or in my case, more of a kazoo.
Happy birthday to you. I would like this out of my nose, please. Happy birthday to you.
All right, so let me tell you how not fun that was.
Did that hurt?
So they numb you. The gun that they stick up is like a very shocking, very bitter tasting numbing agent, but that's also not super fun. And then it's not comfortable. It doesn't hurt, but especially when you have to do it a couple times because we didn't get the shot the first time.
Oh,
But you
gosh.
did notice a difference, though. You did.
Yes, and I have brought you all this exercise.
Okay.
So
Do it here.
apparently you have to, when, I don't know if you've ever taken vocal classes, you have to go like, oh! So you have to do that while also blowing into the straw and making bubbles in the water. So, as I spill on myself. So everyone at the table is now protecting your voice, which of course we need, and everybody.
slobbering on
I
ourselves.
did it
But
too.
other than that, it's great.
I was actually hoping one of the boys would spill. Sorry.
Well, I've been dialing it back. Nate over there. Now,
So if you do that, that will help your voice.
Yeah, it helps increase airflow through your vocal cords. What you don't want to do is like talk like this in the back of your throat. Like vocal fry is actually really damaging for your vocal cords. So the more air you can keep going through your voice, the better protected it'll be in the long term.
I love how you started the exercise. You know, if you've ever taken vocal lessons, what you do is nothing any of us has ever done, but nice.
There's a lot of recovering musical theater nerds in this profession. so I didn't wanna-
Christine, as I like to call you, does it help with pronunciation?
It does not, unfortunately,
Okay.
Tony, no.
I'm sorry for that.
This is going to help many people, though, seriously.
I think so, and that's what
All
they're
right.
hoping. Yeah.
All right, thank you. And thank you to Drew. Beautiful voice, Drew.